The entire office watched in stunned silence as a respected executive lost control at a company celebration in the middle of the afternoon. While everyone else quietly walked away to protect their own reputations, one exhausted single father stayed behind, helped his boss into his old pickup truck, and made sure she reached home safely without asking for anything in return. By the next morning, rumors had spread through the company, but what shocked everyone most was that she remembered every single act of kindness, and she refused to pretend she had forgotten. Before this emotional journey begins, if you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances still have the power to change lives, please like this video, leave a thoughtful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel so our family and our community can continue growing through stories that inspire compassion and hope. Caleb Foster had learned long ago that life rarely gave second chances without demanding sacrifice first. For years earlier, he had buried his wife after a sudden illness, leaving him to raise his 6-year-old daughter, Harper, alone. Every weekday followed the same routine. He prepared breakfast before sunrise, dropped Harper at school, worked as an administrative assistant at one of the city's largest design firms, and rushed home every afternoon to help with homework, cook dinner, and make sure his daughter never felt alone. Money was always tight, but Harper never complained because her father somehow filled every difficult day with love. At the top of the company stood Eleanor Grant, the brilliant chief executive officer who had built the business from a struggling startup into a nationally respected firm. Employees admired her intelligence and discipline, but very few truly knew her. She rarely smiled during meetings, never spoke about her personal life, and always appeared completely in control. Behind that carefully built image, however, she carried years of quiet grief after losing both of her parents within a short period. Instead of healing, she buried herself in work until success became the only place where she felt safe. One sunny Friday afternoon, the company hosted a celebration after securing its largest contract in history. Music filled the outdoor courtyard while employees enjoyed food and speeches. Eleanor stood smiling for photographs, but those closest to her noticed something unusual. She looked exhausted. In an attempt to relax after years of relentless pressure, she accepted far more champagne than she should have. As the celebration continued, her emotions overwhelmed her. She stumbled, nearly fell, and quietly broke down in front of people who had only ever seen her as fearless. Many employees looked away. Some whispered. Others left early, hoping not to become involved in an uncomfortable situation. Caleb remained. He politely asked security to give her a little space. He carefully helped her into his aging pickup truck, drove her to the address listed in the company's emergency records, made sure she reached her front door safely, placed a bottle of water on the kitchen counter, and left without entering further into the house or expecting recognition. Before leaving, he called her personal assistant to let her know Eleanor was safe. The following morning, Caleb expected embarrassment, gossip, and perhaps even disciplinary action. Instead, he quietly returned to his desk and focused on his work. Around noon, an unexpected message arrived asking him to come to the executive conference room. Walking through the hallway, he noticed nervous coworkers watching him with sympathy. Everyone assumed he was about to lose his job after spending the previous afternoon alone with the company's CEO. Inside the conference room sat Eleanor, her assistant, and the members of the executive board. The room was completely silent. Eleanor stood and thanked Caleb for protecting her dignity during one of the most vulnerable moments of her life. She explained that she remembered everything. She remembered him refusing to take photographs when others secretly recorded videos. She remembered him covering her with his jacket before walking her to the truck. She remembered him quietly telling curious neighbors that she simply wasn't feeling well because her privacy mattered more than office gossip. Then she surprised everyone. Instead of rewarding Caleb with money, she asked him to help redesign the company's entire employee wellness program. She admitted that years of chasing success had blinded her to the emotional struggles hidden behind professional smiles. Caleb understood those struggles because he lived them every day. The project brought them together regularly during daytime meetings and community visits. Eleanor learned about Caleb's constant balancing act between work and fatherhood. She met Harper during a family picnic organized for employees and immediately understood why Caleb remained so hopeful despite every hardship. Harper possessed the same gentle kindness that had guided her father through years of grief. Meanwhile, Caleb gradually discovered that Eleanor's strength had always come from responsibility rather than happiness. Every difficult decision she made carried the weight of protecting hundreds of employees and their families. Success had brought admiration but also profound loneliness. Not everyone appreciated the growing trust between them. A senior executive named Victor Langley spread rumors that Caleb was receiving special treatment. He claimed promotions should be earned through qualifications rather than personal relationships. His accusations created tension throughout the office, and several employees began questioning Caleb's integrity. Rather than defending himself publicly, Caleb continued doing his work with humility. Eleanor chose a different approach. She launched an anonymous employee survey that revealed widespread concerns about burnout, stress, and unrealistic workloads. The findings proved Caleb's recommendations were based on genuine company needs, not favoritism. New policies introduced flexible schedules for parents, mental health support, additional family leave, and mentoring programs for struggling employees. Within months, productivity improved, employee satisfaction reached record levels, and staff turnover dropped dramatically. Victor eventually admitted that his jealousy had clouded his judgment. Expecting anger, he instead received forgiveness. Caleb believed resentment only created more pain, while forgiveness created room for growth. One warm afternoon, the company held another outdoor gathering to celebrate the remarkable transformation. Families filled the courtyard with laughter. Children played games while coworkers shared meals without worrying about deadlines or titles. Harper stood beside Eleanor, proudly showing her a handmade drawing of 3 people planting a small tree together. Beneath the picture she had written that kindness grows when people care for one another. The drawing deeply moved Eleanor. She realized that true leadership was never about appearing perfect. It was about creating an environment where imperfect people felt valued, supported, and respected. Before this story reaches its conclusion, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe one act of kindness can completely change another person's life, or share a moment when someone protected your dignity during a difficult time. As the afternoon sun bathed the company courtyard in golden light, Caleb looked at Harper laughing with her new friends and quietly thanked life for reminding him that compassion never goes unnoticed forever. Eleanor discovered that allowing herself to be vulnerable had not made her weaker, it had finally made her human. The company became more than a workplace, it became a community where people cared for one another beyond job titles and office walls. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. May we all remember that the greatest measure of success is not how many people admire us during our strongest moments, but how many choose kindness when we are at our weakest.